Hello, Eddie Muller here, taking a break from Noir Alley to be part of TCM's 31 Days of Oscar. Tonight, Oscar gets into politics as we delve into movies that examine the tangled world of people pursuing power. Up next, a comedy that marked the directorial debut of one of the greatest screenwriters of Hollywood's golden age, Preston Sturges. From Paramount Pictures in 1940, The Great McGinty. Brian Donlevy stars as Dan McGinty, a sketchy character, a ne'er-do-well, and a bum. McGinty is only after a hot meal in a soup kitchen when he's recruited by a crooked political boss, played by Akim Tamarov, to run up the tally in a mayoral election by casting bogus ballots for $2 a pop. The boss knows talent when he sees it, so he puts McGinty to work as a collector, shaking down businesses for a protection racket. McGinty's swift rise in this corrupt political machine soon has him on the road to elected office, although his crooked path to power will have a few unexpected detours. Writer and director Preston Sturges was a master at casting a jaundiced eye on human nature. He'd hatched this story in 1933, hoping to sell it as a vehicle for Spencer Tracy. After Universal turned it down, Sturges tried and failed to convince the Saturday Evening Post to publish it in their weekly magazine. No deal. So eventually, Sturges sold it to Paramount for a measly $10, but with a caveat that he be allowed to direct. This arrangement was then highly unusual for Hollywood's closely controlled movie-making machine. Sturges insisted on the arrangement because he had felt directors had taken too many liberties with his material. The gamble paid off, not only leading to Sturges's first and only Oscar, but launching him on a directing career that gave audiences some of the most enduring comedies of Hollywood's golden age. The picture also stars Muriel Angelis as McGinty's love interest and several actors who'd become Sturges' stock players, including William Demarest, Jimmy Conlon, and Esther Howard. From 1940, the Oscar winner for Best Original Screenplay, The Great McGinty. While The Great McGinty gave Preston Sturges his only Oscar win, it did receive 2 more nominations. Unfortunately for him, they were both in the same category, Best Original Screenplay, at the same Oscar ceremony. The films, which he also directed, were Hail the Conquering Hero and The Miracle of Morgan's Creek, both from 1944. In the latter film, Brian Donlevy and Akim Tamarov reprised their roles from The Great McGinty. After his amazing run of popular comedies at Paramount during the early to mid-40s, Sturges struck out on his own as an independent. He formed the short-lived California Pictures with Howard Hughes as a partner. That was a mistake. Sturges only completed one film for the company, 1947's The Sins of Harold Dittelbach, which is notable as Harold Lloyd's final film. Hughes then fired Sturges during the production of Vendetta, making him the first of 5 directors to attempt working with the eccentric Hughes on what would be California Pictures' second and last production. Up next, Kirk Douglas fears that a peace treaty intended to end the Cold War will trigger a military coup. Burt Lancaster co-stars in a tense political thriller from 1964, 7 Days in May, as 31 Days of Oscar continues on TCM.
Next on TCM, 7 Days in May, then the fog of war, and later, The Candidate. Oscar needs your vote tonight.